Hello and welcome back to Too Many Books. My name is Sean, and today we have, well, they're already out of the box, but a Black Crow Books unboxing, which is a new one for me. I've never purchased some Black Crow books before. I know they're kind of like an offshoot or they're related somehow to the Broken Binding. And this actually arrived in a Broken Binding box with a disgusting amount of honeycomb paper. So I'm, starting the unboxing here with it right out of the box because, trim down in time. First up, we have Coffin Moon by Keith Rosson. And this is one I'm excited about. I've heard nothing but good things about Rosson with Fever House and The Devil by Name. And Black Crow Books is doing deluxe editions of those two as well. This was actually the one that really drove this purchase for me because this is a deluxe edition, which, Broken Binding is nice and all, but they're basically fancy trade editions with exclusive art. But what I really love about the Broken Binding is when they do their TBB titles, which have upgraded cloth boards, gilded edges, and a whole bunch of exclusive artwork. This, obviously, like I said, is not TBB, but it's kind of close. This is a deluxe edition that has the upgraded boards. It has the gilded edges, has... these boards are nice. I know it has upgraded paper as well. This is like a thicker acid-free paper. It's, lots of praise here from all various authors, Black Crow Books. It sounded fascinating. So I was like, I want to check this out. Coffin Moon, Collector's Edition, signed by the author, Keith Rosson, signature there. This is one of 1,000 copies. This is 603. Now, they say it's, an exclusive jacket for this one. It's basically the same artwork as the regular trade edition. Different color scheme, though. The color scheme being more in line with, the signature page here. They basically, changed the color to yellow for this deluxe edition. But I have to say, this is a very nice production. Not that I want to, crap on UK editions, but UK editions tend to have... less than stellar paper choices for their trade editions. U.S. trade editions aren't much better. They have nice little paper bindings and whatnot. But I like good cloth binding. So I'm excited to dive into this. I've heard great things. A lot of great reviews for Coffin Moon. It's kind of a crime thriller mixed with horror about a Vietnam veteran who accidentally crosses paths with a vampire. And when that vampire kills... his estranged wife, the Vietnam vet's estranged wife, not the vampire's estranged wife. It sends the Vietnam vet and his daughter on a quest to hunt down this vampire, which just sounds absolutely fascinating. Now, this is still available as a standalone deluxe edition from Black Crow Books. The next one I'm going to show you is no longer, it's sold out as a standalone, but it is available as part of a 2-pack. And this is actually the 2-pack that I purchased, which includes Coffin Moon and King Sorrow by Joe Hill. It's been way too damn long since we've gotten an actual Joe Hill novel. And I gotta say, I like the jacket on this. There's actually a texture to the dragon scales here. And you can see the dragon scales are stenciled on, sprayed onto the edges as well. Words were a dragon's weapon, every bit as much as fire. Now, this one does actually have exclusive artwork, which is kind of funny because the actual rest of the book is just your standard trade hardcover. You don't get upgraded paper. There's no sewn spine on this. There is a sewn spine on Coffin Moon. We do have artwork by Peng Lu on the boards and on the end papers. And that artwork absolutely kicks ass. Wow. So King Sorrow is one that I've been looking forward to. Huge fan of Joe Hill. I did whole little book reviews. You couldn't tell from my book review comparisons for Heart-Shaped Box and Horns. Big Joe Hill collector. And I'm excited to see what other editions of King Sorrow we might get. I imagine, and this is just pure speculation, that when a special edition does come from this, it'll probably be from Levidian, which I am totally fine with. I would love to see a Levidian edition, hopefully with a larger trim size, or perhaps even 2 volumes, because this is, 850 pages. You wanted to spread that out a little bit. Now, the paper on this is kind of going back to the regular old trade paper, which is a little disappointing. But King Sorrow is almost like a fantasy horror novel about a student, I think it's a student, who loses a very important, very rare volume from his college. And him and his friends decide that they're going to summon an ancient dragon to kind of help him out, only to discover that, it's probably not the best choice in life. And soon find that they need to find sacrifices for said dragon before the dragon kills them themselves. I mean, any sort of thing. I love dragons. Any sort of novel where you're unleashing a freaking beast of just absolute mythological power onto the world sounds fascinating as hell. I mean, this is a contemporary world here in which the dragon is being released outside of, dragons and fantasy. So it sounds absolutely fascinating. So this edition does technically have an exclusive dust jacket. It very light, very light phrasing on exclusive there. This is the exclusive dust jacket, but the trade edition from the UK is basically the same typography, the same style. It's just instead of having dragon scales, it's just straight up fire on the bottom. But the Sunday Times best-selling author. But anyways, excited to dive in just because it's been far too long since we've received an actual full-length Joe Hill novel. Fireman was the last one. He's done plenty of novellas since then and short stories, some short stories since then with Full Throttle, but you gotta love the novels themselves. Excited to dive into both of these. As I mentioned, as of this morning, the 2-pack is still available for the 2 books you see before you. I'll put a link in the description below if it's something you are interested in. Once I have read these novels, I'll do a full book review here on the channel, so be sure to subscribe to check that out. I do at least 1 book review a week with plenty of unboxing videos in between here and there. But yeah, I mean, I do have the other 2 deluxe Keith Rosson titles on order, which I'm pretty excited about. It was originally supposed to come with a slipcase, but they just said there was an error with that, and they're going to no longer include the slipcase for a reduced price, which I'm not going to lie, I don't mind, because then I'll have 3 titles without slipcase, as opposed to having 2 that are slipcased, and then Coffin Moon kind of lurking by itself, the odd man out. But anyways, check out Black Crow books, not Black Moon books. I've got Coffin Moon on the brain. Check out Black Crow books. Be sure to subscribe to the channel here, and we'll see you around next time.